I'm working with the in building as a sport director, building the coaching system here, working with the School of Slovak Hockey, but in close cooperation also with the federation. So trying to set up the system to help bring more players into the sport and then create an environment that helps players to further their playing skills towards whatever individual potential they have. So basically, what are all the steps that you need to have in place when you think about small kids, but then when they start growing older in the system. I believe for all those players that you mentioned, one thing that we really have tried to emphasize in Finland over the past 5-6 years is to really develop the cooperation between the players and coaches. So this is a little bit a question of learning philosophy, that people usually learn the best when they are interested in something, they are curious about something. So how do we develop an environment that helps players to establish healthy relationship in the sport, develop their own passion, not to play just because the coach or the father or parents expect them to play. So basically play with your own stick. And how do we also then activate players when we get to that first, that they really have their own desire to play the sport? How do we also get them interested in becoming better ice hockey players, so that they are not only following the rules from the coach, but they are also actively thinking, okay, what can I do to become better player? What should I do to develop this part of the game, for example? And how coach also creates an environment that helps get to that. Well, the other question, can we see that happening here? I believe yes. I believe we have we have a lot of work to do, because it's still, I think, quite traditional, what I also hear from the education, the relationship between, let's say, a coach and the player, teacher and the student. But there's so much know-how nowadays about how people learn and how should you set up the learning environment, and that's also, I think, people are looking for that. So I think that when we start helping people to find new ways of perhaps developing their work, I believe it's possible also after a while here. But of course it doesn't happen overnight. Well, we are now planning to launch also coaching programs already this season, to try and get as many coaches as possible, use it as a recertification and as a program for new coaches. So hopefully we start seeing changes already quite soon over the next coming months. So some coaches hopefully trying some new things. But of course, some of the things that we discuss here it takes some time to get those in place. So we are looking at long-term goals that you should expect after 5 years, let's say. But we should also try and work and have some programs in place that we are able to also develop the quality for the players that we currently have in the system. So hopefully those changes we start seeing also already quite soon.